Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, chances are you're grieving or walking alongside someone who is. Grief has a way of making us feel like something is wrong with us. We ask ourselves, why am I still crying? Why do I feel numb? Why am I angry instead of sad? Today, we're going to talk about what is actually normal in grief. Because the truth is, much of what you're feeling is more common than you think. One of the biggest myths about grief is that it follows a neat timeline or a predictable set of stages. But real grief is messy. There is no right way to grieve. Some people cry every day. Some feel nothing at all. Some keep functioning on the outside while breaking down in private. All of that is normal. Grief doesn't move in straight lines. It comes in waves. A good day doesn't mean you're over it, and a bad day doesn't mean you're going backward. Your grief is valid simply because it's yours. The experience of loss is as unique as the love you had for the person who is gone. There's no one-size-fits-all roadmap for this journey. Intense emotions are also completely normal. Grief is not just sadness, it's a whole spectrum of feelings. You might feel a deep, heavy sorrow that settles in your chest. You might feel anger or frustration at the situation, at others, even at the person you lost. You might feel guilt over things said or left unsaid. Fear about the future and how you'll manage without them is also incredibly common. And then there are the feelings that can feel confusing, like relief, which is often followed by a wave of shame for even feeling it. These emotions can change quickly from one moment to the next, or they can all exist at once, creating an internal storm. There is no wrong emotion in grief. Feelings don't follow logic, they follow love and loss. Allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up without judgment is a crucial part of the process. Another experience that often causes worry is feeling numb or disconnected. Many people worry when they feel nothing at all. You might feel emotionally blank, like you're trying to access your feelings, but there's just a void. You might feel disconnected from reality, as if you're watching your life from the outside, like a movie. This numbness is not a sign of failure to grieve. It's actually your mind's way of protecting you. When the pain of loss is too big to process all at once, your system can go into a kind of emotional shock. This provides a temporary buffer, giving you space to survive the initial impact. Numbness often comes and goes. It doesn't mean the grief isn't there. It's just under the surface, waiting until you have the capacity to feel it. So, if you feel empty, please know that this, too, is a normal and protective part of grief. Grief doesn't only affect the heart and mind, it profoundly affects the body. Physical symptoms of grief are real and normal. You might experience extreme fatigue, a bone-deep exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to fix. Your sleep patterns might be completely disrupted. Either you can't sleep at all, or you can't seem to stay awake. Your appetite may change drastically, leading to weight loss or gain. Headaches, muscle aches, and even chest tightness that can mimic a heart attack are also common physical responses. Grief can weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to colds and other illnesses. Your body is carrying an immense emotional weight, and it's working overtime. Rest is not laziness. It's a necessary part of your healing. Be gentle with your body and give it the care it needs. It's also important to understand that grief can resurface when you least expect it. Grief doesn't just disappear over time, changes shape and integrates into your life. It may show up with a sharp intensity on significant dates like anniversaries and birthdays. It might be triggered by something simple, like hearing a song on the radio, smelling a familiar scent, or seeing something in a store you would have bought for them. It can also appear during moments of joy, when something wonderful happens and your first instinct is to share it with them, only to be hit with the fresh pain of their absence. These moments don't mean you're stuck or that you haven't made progress. They are simply a testament to the fact that love doesn't end when a life does. These surges of grief are a natural part of continuing your bond with the person you lost. How you navigate grief socially is also very personal. Wanting to talk or not wanting to talk is completely normal. Some days you may feel an urgent need to tell your story, to share memories, to speak their name over and over. This repetition can be a way of processing the reality of the loss. On other days, the thought of talking about it can feel utterly exhausting. You might not have the words, or you might not have the energy to manage other people's reactions. Both are okay. You are not required to be strong for others. You are not required to share your deepest feelings before you're ready, and you certainly do not have to heal on someone else's schedule. Your grief is your own, and you get to decide who you share it with, when you share it, and how much you share. Honor your own needs from moment to moment. Finally, let's talk about a common fear. The fear that healing means forgetting. Many people worry that if the intense pain starts to lessen, it means they are losing their connection to the person they lost. They fear that moving on means leaving their loved one behind. But healing does not mean forgetting. Healing doesn't erase love. It makes room to carry that love with less pain and more peace. It's about finding a way to integrate the loss into your life so that the memory of the person you love becomes a source of strength and comfort rather than just a source of anguish. You don't get over grief. You learn to live with it. You grow around it, like a tree growing around a wound, incorporating it into your being and becoming stronger and more resilient in the process. So, if you're re-grieving right now and you're re-wondering whether what you're re-feeling is normal, let this be your reminder. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not doing it wrong. You are grieving. And that, in itself, is one of the most profoundly human experiences we can have. If this video helped you in any way, please consider sharing it with someone who might need this reassurance today. Remember, you are not alone in this. If you'd like to see more conversations about grief, healing, and finding hope, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here.